When we open Parshat Vayechi, we find Yaakov Avinu preparing to give his final blessings, not just to his sons, but to the future of the Jewish people. In Bereshit 48:5, Yaakov tells Yosef, "Ve'ata shnei vanecha hanoladim lecha be'eretz Mitzrayim li hem, Ephraim and Manasseh keruven v'shimon yiyu lachem." Your two sons, born to you in Egypt, will be to me as my own, like my firstborn, Reuven and Shimon. Now that's a remarkable statement. Yaakov elevates the sons of Yosef, boys not born in the land of Israel, but in Egypt, to the same status as his own that were born in Israel. In doing so, Yaakov gives Yosef a double portion among the tribes, but even more profoundly, he sends a message that still reverberates today. There's no hierarchy between those born outside and inside the land. Our belonging to Am Yisrael does not depend on where we were born and where we were raised. Yaakov could have said they were born far from our people in a land of a foreign culture, but instead he embraces them fully, proclaiming that even in Egypt, even in places far from home, holiness can be born. Ephraim and Manasseh become two of the largest and most significant tribes. Yaakov reminds us that no matter where we come from, we are part of the same family. This message leads beautifully into this next blessing. In Bereshit 48:16, "Hamalach hagoel oti mikol ra," the angel who redeems me from all evil, may he bless the lads. We say these words every night before going to sleep as part of Kriyat Shema al Hamita. The Orach Chaim notices Yaakov's unusual phrase later in that section, Bekerev haaretz, in the midst of the earth. He teaches that Yaakov is hinting to the future of Yosef's descendants, who hide within the earth, protected, humble, numerous, shielded from jealousy and the ayin hara, like the fish under the water. The blessing of Yosef's children, then, is both growth and protection. To flourish, but to do so modestly, under the surface, sustained by faith. The Ralbag adds another layer. He explains that the angel who redeems me refers to the Sechel HaPoel, the divine intellect that watches over and guides God's creations, rescuing them from harm. In other words, Yaakov is involving not just an external angel, but God's active presence in our lives. Even in the Egypts of our existence, the places that feel spiritually distant, there is a guiding light and protecting and redeeming us. Finally, as Yaakov nears his last moments, he turns to another kind of legacy, his burial in Ma'arat HaMachpelah. B'Ma'arat HaMachpelah asher kana Avraham. I always find it astounding that we can still point to that very place today. Hebron, the resting place of our ancestors. When Yaakov reminds his children that Avram purchased this cave, the Seforno says that he does so because they had lived so long in exile that he feared they might forget their own claim. He wanted to remind them that this is legally, historically, and spiritually theirs. Reggio echoes this with similar words. After living in another land for many years, Yaakov makes clear that their connection to the plot, and by extension to their homeland, is established and unquestionable. In a sense, Yaakov is telling his children, and us, that no matter how far we wander, we must always know where we come from and where our home is. Our connection to the land, to our ancestors, and to each other is not a matter of politics or convenience. It's an inheritance, one forged in love, faith, and continuity. So in this final Parsha of Sefer Bereshit, Yaakov does something remarkable. He gathers all his sons, native and foreign, those born in the land and those born outside of it, and binds them into a single story. He blesses them with unity, redemption, and rootedness. That, perhaps, is Yaakov's truest legacy, teaching us to hold on to our roots, even when we grow in new soil, to carry the blessings of the fathers and mothers into every place we find ourselves, and to believe, like Ephraim and Manasseh, that holiness can flourish anywhere, but the land of Israel is our home. Shabbat Shalom.